different things, and he's really helped keep me in the loop with what's been happening with this software. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. We need to do this starting from desktop mode, so let's go ahead and get switched over to there now. All right, now that you're in desktop mode, you're going to want to go ahead and use your favorite browser, whatever works for you here. And you're going to want to go to the non-Steam launchers on Steam Deck GitHub here. Huge shout out to them for some great work on this, as it has worked flawlessly for me for these launchers on my Steam Deck. So make sure you support them in any way that you can. Now, I'll have the link for this in the description as well. You're going to want to click releases over there on the right, and you'll see the top latest release right here. We're going to click to download the source code. And once we download that, we'll be pretty much done in here until we come back to the browser, and I'll show you some stuff later for your artwork. So once I've downloaded that, I'm going to go into my Dolphin Explorer files here, go into downloads, and you'll see I have my non-Steam launchers download right here. I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to click extract archive here. Click here. All right. Once we do that, it'll very quickly make us a folder here for our non-Steam launchers software. We're going to open that up, and then we have our file right here that we want to run. So I'm going to go ahead and double click that and execute. We're going to run this, and it'll open up pretty quickly for us. Now here's our list of launchers. You have a load of them, your most popular ones up top, and then towards the bottom here, and you've got Rockstar, Humble, Amazon, EA, GOG, and all those. I'm going to go ahead and just select the 4 main ones I need to grab for right now, with Uplay, which is Ubisoft, EA app, Origin's been discontinued, Epic Games, and Battle.net. The other ones I'm going to uncheck for now, and we'll just start with these 4 here. Now, if you look at the bottom, you'll see you have a Start Fresh tab. And if you wanted to delete these, the software will do that for you as well. So you could click Start Fresh and it would take those out. You can also move to SD cards. So some other useful features that I won't necessarily show in the video, but that you can get to. And the Start Fresh for deleting those is really handy. I would recommend uninstalling any games first that you have installed and then running that though. All right, so it's going to go ahead and deal with Proton for me here, because it does need to use a version of GE Proton to install these, but we're not going to use that on down the road. So I'm going to fast forward here. You're going to see it installing everything automatically. It did GE Proton, it's doing Battle.net, Epic, all of that. You'll see stuff open up. I'm fast forwarding here like 10 times just to get through this quickly so you guys can see this happen, but this took quite a few minutes for me to actually get through. Now, once I did get to the end and everything was installed, you get your little OK question right here that you're going to have to click on. Now, before I clicked it, though, EA tried to open, which we don't want that yet. We don't want to log in here yet with this. So I closed that out, and then I just clicked OK, and then we're good to go. This is going to go ahead and restart Steam for us so that everything will then be applied. Now that Steam is restarted, you can see we now have Battle.net over here. We're going to have our EA app over here. We're going to have Epic. And of course, we're going to have the Ubisoft Connect app. So it's automatically installed all of those for us, and it's automatically added those to Steam for us, which is awesome. But what I'm going to do is finish everything else here from desktop mode as well. It's just easier for me. So I'm going to go into Properties, Compatibility, and I'm going to force Experimental for all 4 launchers that I've installed. Experimental, I believe, has 8 wrapped into it, and it's the only one that works for the EA app, and it works well for the others as well. So I'm going to go ahead and, again, do this for all 4 of the launchers that I have in here. I'm going to change their compatibility and force that to Experimental for all of them. Now, after I go through and do that for all of those, I'm also going to launch them and log into them and that type of thing. But let me go ahead and finish this up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and skip past the rest of them, but I wanted you guys to see the process here. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and actually open all 4 of these one at a time, let them update, do whatever they need to do now that they're running the proper compatibility, and log into each one. That way, by the time I get back over to game mode, I've already done this harder process of going through, getting logged in, getting verification codes, all that kind of stuff, and inputting them. And I have a mouse and keyboard here, so it's easier. Now, once I have all of those ready to go, there is something else I like to do in each app as well, and that's go into the settings and make it to where it's not going to automatically try to launch when the computer starts, and that if I close the app, it doesn't just try to minimize somewhere, it actually closes. That's just something I like to do to each one. Usually these apps have those options in them. Usually the launchers will have those options, and make sure anything for cloud saves is turned on as well, just in case. And now that I've done that to all 4 of my launchers, they're all on Force Compatibility Experimental. I've opened each one and logged in. I've checked my settings, and they're all good to go. We're almost ready to go back to game mode, but if you want to add custom artwork and you don't have DRECK already, I'll put a link to this as well in the description, and I have a full tutorial video, or a couple of them, on the channel as well. But we're going to go through this here really quickly also for those of you that just want to know now how to do this. You go over to this website and just click download right here for DRECK. It's very quick and easy. And we're going to go ahead and close the browser once that's done. I'm going to go ahead and close Steam here, or minimize. going to open up my Dolphin folder again here, and I'm going to go to my downloads folder, and that's where DRECK is going to be at. And we're going to go ahead and open up DRECK and run it. Now I'm going to let it run into an issue here so that I can show you how to fix it. So I'm going to click execute and continue, and then it's going to ask for a password that I've not set up yet. I haven't set up my sudo or my Steam Deck user password on the Steam Deck yet. So I'm going to click no. If you already have a password set up, that's where you'll be prompted to enter it. I'm going to go here to my settings and to users, and you'll see here as for our Steam Deck user right here, change password. I click that and it's going to let me make my password. So I'm going to go ahead and use something I use on all my Steam Decks so I never forget it. Click set password and we're done. Now I'm going to go back in and run DRECK installer again, and this time it'll just ask for that password. Now we'll be good to go. We'll go ahead and stick the password in here, click OK. DRECK is going to ask you for release or pre-release. Just click release, click OK, and it's a very quick process for it to install, and then you'll be able to tweak everything from game mode. All right, so that install is finished up. We'll click OK. We'll close out of this, and now all of our desktop mode stuff is done. Everything else we want to do can be done from game mode, so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go ahead and get switched back over to game mode where we can finish up and make things look nice over there with our artwork and make sure everything's running just fine. So now that we're back in game mode, you can see here, there's all 4 launchers we installed. Of course, they don't have any artwork or anything like that yet, but they are 4 non-Steam games here that'll show up and ready to run. Now you could of course use them like this and you don't have to have DRECK, but I like DRECK for a lot of different things. We're going to concentrate more specifically here on just the grid for the artwork, but in DRECK there's a lot of different plugins that you can grab that make your deck experience a lot better, and I have other videos on that on the channel. But let's concentrate on going in here to the store and going all the way down to Steam Grid DB. This is what allows us to change artwork for all of our shortcuts and games. So we'll install that really quickly. It doesn't take very long, and there aren't really any options you need to worry about here. There's a little tutorial you can look at, some tab settings and stuff like that. But now that we have that installed, I can go over to these non-Steam games and hit the start button, and you'll see change artwork. Now you're going to be able to go in and easily change the artwork for these. Pick your capsule, pick your wide capsule, your hero, your logo, and your icon. You'll be able to manage all of these at any time, change them at any time. When you do your icon, you'll be prompted to restart your Steam Deck. Now, I'm not going to do that right away because I'm going to go ahead and do all 4 launchers, and then I'm going to restart one time and have them all applied. So I'll go through here and finish up BattleNet. You can see, just go through each one, pick whichever one you like, whatever looks nice that you want to go with. Now there's that restart prompt. I'm going to click later, go finish my other 3.